November 24th, 1971. While millions of Americans prepared for Thanksgiving, a quiet drama unfolded in the skies that would forever capture the nation's imagination. Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305, a Boeing 727, was scheduled for a trip from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington. It was a routine flight lasting no more than 30 minutes. But this particular journey would become one of the greatest mysteries in American history. A man in his mid-40s approached the ticket counter at Portland International Airport. He gave his name as Dan Cooper, though the world would later know him as d.B.Cooper, a name born from a journalist's mistake that stuck. Cooper purchased a one-way ticket for $20 cash and boarded the flight without attracting any attention. Witnesses described him as tall, around 6 foot, with olive skin and a slim build. He wore a dark suit with a black tie and polished shoes, and wore a pair of dark sunglasses, adding more mystery to his appearance. To everyone else, he was just another traveler, going home to see family, or possibly on a business trip. Cooper took seat 18C near the rear of the plane. After takeoff, he ordered a bourbon and a soda, lit a cigarette, and settled in as the plane ascended into the November skies. At first, everything seemed routine and relaxed. The passengers chatted quietly or read newspapers, oblivious to the event that was soon to come. Shortly after the plane reached cruising altitude, Cooper handed a folded note to Florence Schaffner, a flight attendant. She assumed it was just a flirtatious gesture, another passenger handing her a phone number. She slipped it into her pocket without thinking twice about it. But Cooper leaned closer, his voice calm and steady. "Miss," he said, "you'd better take a look at that note. I have a bomb." Schaffner froze in fear. Her fingers trembled as she unfolded the note. Its message was chilling. "I have a bomb in my briefcase. I want you to sit next to me." She complied, and Cooper opened his briefcase just enough to reveal a tangle of wires and red cylinders. It looked like an explosive device. Cooper was calm, almost polite, as he explained his demands. $200,000 in unmarked $20 bills, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck standing by in Seattle to refuel the plane. His instructions were simple: no tricks, no interference, and no heroics, or he would detonate the bomb. Schaffner relayed the message to the cockpit, where Captain William Scott and the crew contacted air traffic control. The plane maintained its course towards Seattle, but it flew in a slow, looping pattern to buy time as FBI agents scrambled to meet Cooper's demands. Meanwhile, the passengers remained unaware of the drama unfolding around them. Cooper insisted the crew act naturally, and the flight attendants continued serving drinks and snacks. One passenger later recalled that he felt something was off. The crew seemed tense, but nothing indicated the true danger they were in. When Flight 305 landed at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, night had approached. FBI agents had gathered the ransom money and parachutes, which were delivered to the plane by airline staff. Cooper, true to his word, allowed all 36 passengers and 2 of the flight attendants to exit the plane. Only the pilots, a flight engineer, and 1 remaining flight attendant stayed on board. Cooper's next instructions were clear, but strange. He ordered the plane to take off again, heading south toward Mexico City. He specified a low altitude of 10,000 feet and a speed of no more than 200 miles per hour, parameters designed to keep the plane stable for a daring escape. He also demanded that the rear stairway remain lower during flight, a request that baffled the crew. At 7:40 p.m., Flight 305 took off again, flying into the dark, rainy skies over the Pacific Northwest. Cooper's demeanor remained calm. He tied the ransom money into a backpack and secured one of the parachutes to his body. Somewhere over southwestern Washington, near the dense forests of the Cascade Range, he made his move. Without a word, Cooper walked to the rear of the plane and lowered the rear stairs. The crew felt the sudden shift in pressure as he opened the door. And then, just like that, he was gone, vanished into the freezing night, carrying $200,000 and leaving nothing but questions behind. When the plane landed in Reno, Nevada, hours later, Cooper was nowhere to be found. The FBI swarmed the aircraft, combing it for clues. They found his clip-on tie, a few cigarette butts, and his fingerprints, but the man himself had disappeared. The investigation that followed was one of the most extensive in FBI history. Agents searched the forests and rivers where they believe Cooper had landed, but there was no sign of him. In the years followed, hundreds of suspects were questioned, but no one was ever definitively linked to the crime. The serial numbers matched the ransom money given to Cooper, but the discovery raised more questions than answers. How did the money end up there? And what had happened to Cooper himself? Some believe he died during the jump, his body lost to the rugged wilderness. Others have argued that he survived and lived out the rest of his days in secret, spending the ransom money carefully to avoid detection. To this day, the identity of d.B.Cooper and his ultimate fate remain one of America's greatest mysteries. Was he a criminal mastermind, or just a desperate man gambling on a reckless plan? And somewhere out there, does he still walk among us, having escaped justice for more than 50 years? On that cold November night, Cooper vanished into the darkness, leaving behind a story that continues to captivate and confound. The story of d.B.Cooper is more than a tale of theft. It's a reminder of the unsolved mysteries that linger in the shadows. On the eve of Thanksgiving 1971, one man's daring escape defied the odds and left a legacy of intrigue that has yet to be unraveled. Remember, the shadows follow you. Everywhere.